Hello, welcome to Motivational Capsules on Shine TV Ghana. I am always your host, Gloria Tachi. So, Motivational Capsules is brought to you by Bulex Collections, Fredco Constructions, Dickin Emmanuel Owusu, FinFit Apparel, and Apostle Felix Herido of the Abundant Grace Apostolic Church. We are very grateful for the support. Yes, we are very, very grateful. So, people of God, we are still tackling forgiveness. Yes, last week, those who joined us, they knew what we did, the things we spoke about when it comes to forgiveness, what we need to know about forgiveness, the meaning of forgiveness. Yes, and God being so good, we are here today. We are going to have the second episode of it. So please stay glued to your seats and then join us do this together. So with me here is Mr. Sylvester Donko Ketsu. You're welcome.
Thank you for having me.
And we have Mr. Samoni Nate Saki. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you so much.
Right, you're all welcome to Shine TV Ghana. We are blessed to have you all here. So tonight, the topic for today is the act of self-forgiveness. So last week, we made mention that we have to forgive ourselves. We are supposed to forgive ourselves. So today, we want to know, how can we forgive ourselves? And before that, what does it mean when someone says self-forgiveness? How do we forgive ourselves? So, Mr. Samuel.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Forgiveness, from our previous episode, we realize that it's very, very important in our lives. Forgiving others is very important. And forgiving ourselves is very, very important. This time around, you have offended yourself. You carry the weight of the offense, and you also carry the weight of the guilt. So you have a lot more to deal with or to tackle, because you're on both sides. If unforgiveness keeps you mentally chained, then not forgiving yourself will chain you in both ways. You become stagnant.
Please come again.
If unforgiveness to others keeps you mentally chained, unforgiving yourself will keep you mentally chained and physically also chained in both ways. Because now you are not able to relate with yourself, right? You have your emotions flowing everywhere. You have your mentality also going out of place. You are not even sure and confident in yourself anymore. It affects your confidence, it affects your reliability, it affects your work ethics, and it affects the way you approach people. Because when you are getting there, you carry a lot of self-doubt because you have not forgiven yourself. So self-forgiveness is very, very essential. And it is a process that you have to go through. The first one, you need to understand that you are infallible.
That is the process.
That's the process. You need to understand that you are infallible. You are not a perfect human being that does everything right. 2, you need to understand that you have offended yourself and you have gotten to a particular point. And then 3, you need to look for the way out from that point to the next step. Finally, you have to begin to see how you can change yourself from that particular offense to the next place where you can easily move on. I wouldn't like to say much. I also ask my brother to.
So we'll come to the process again. But Mr. Sylvester, yes, about self-forgiveness. Please tell us something.
Okay, so one of the things that I think some time ago God ministered to me was that our greatest problem as Christians is self-righteousness and self-condemnation. Self-righteousness and self-condemnation. If you think you are so righteous, you are wrong. And if you think you are so sinful that you should condemn yourself, you're also wrong. And self-condemnation comes when we refuse to forgive ourselves. If you refuse to forgive yourself, one other thing that you would also suffer from is low self-esteem.
Wow.
Because you always see yourself as somebody who has not been able to measure up to a certain standard. Because when we are all growing up, I mean, we grow up with certain people.
Yeah.
We grow up with a group of people, and we all have our dreams. Some dream of becoming a doctor, an engineer, a pilot, a journalist, and what have you. But you could see that as life goes on, people will be able to achieve their goals in life. You may not be able to achieve your goal in life. And because you set a target for yourself that you could not reach that target, you will refuse to forgive yourself. You will always be asking yourself, why am I not where I envisaged myself to be?
Yeah. Yeah.
And by doing so, you are going to look down upon yourself as compared to the people you had the same dreams with. So it is very, very important as a human. Yes, we all have dreams. Yes, we all have aspirations. Yes, we all told ourselves we're going to be this, we are going to be that. Maybe you couldn't get to that point. But the first thing you have to look at is where I wanted to be. Is that the will of God? Where I am, is it the will of God? If you're able to know some of these things, you would easily forgive yourself. Because we as humans always want to attain certain heights in life. If we are not able to get there, we hardly forgive ourselves. And we suffer from low self-esteem. If you see people who are looking down on themselves, you can easily identify somebody who is comparing his or her life with another person who has not forgiven him or herself for a mistake, probably a mistake that he or she may have done, or something that he thought or she thought he could have achieved that he was not able to achieve.
Wow. So forgiveness is very, very, it's very, very broad. And people, I know somebody will be like, you people, you don't know what you're talking about because somebody has offended me and you are here talking about me forgiving the person and me forgiving myself. So, God forgave us. In fact, God has already forgiven us. So forgiveness, I would say forgiveness is something that it has to be a part of you. So when someone offends you, you should easily forgive the person, not even thinking about what the person has done to you, how it's going to affect you in the future. Just forgive the person. So let's come to the process of self-forgiveness. So, Mr. Samuel, you were talking about the process. Let's go. Let's hit on them again. You said the first one is what?
The first one is to acknowledge the fact that you are infallible. You are not perfect. Okay. Let me give you what that can do to you. An example. Why do you think anybody is shy when you stand in front of people? One is shy because they feel there's something wrong with them. They feel they are not adequate or they don't know. And all this comes from unforgiveness. Some people have not forgiven themselves because when they gave birth to them, they have a bad teeth, so they look bad on the face. Some people have not forgiven themselves because they are deformed in one way or the other. So when they stand in front of people, they feel they have a problem. But I have seen people who do not look so good physically, but their confidence alone allows them to go far because they have forgiven themselves. So you have to accept the fact that you are infallible. You have a problem. You are not perfect.
Okay.
When you accept that fact, then when you are moving on, you are okay. 2, you have to acknowledge the issue. I have done this and it is hurting me or it has hurt me. You need to acknowledge it. If you don't acknowledge it and face it, it will always come back hunting you. It's like an ostrich putting its head in the ground, hoping that nobody is seeing it around. No, you need to accept the fact that this is where I am, this is where I've gotten to. What can I do about it? 3, you start from where you are and find the way forward. It's not about going back. You can never go back in life. You can never go back in time. We don't have that opportunity. So you are not going back, but you are actually taking the step from where you are now. Remember, even if you have the chance to go back, where you are, that is where you are going to start from to go back. You understand? So you have to make sure that where you are, you find a solution from that point, and then you move on. And then finally, you have to look for what can change about you, what you have learned, and what needs to change in that situation. When you are able to find that also, that, okay, this is what happened to me, this is what I'm going to do, and this is how I'm going to do it. If there is any situation, like I said, and the solution does not lie with you, then there is no solution at all. It needs to start from you. So these are the 4 processes that I would say are required.
Okay, so Mr. Sylvester, can self-forgiveness improve our self-esteem?
Obviously, like I began saying that one of the ways of showing unforgiveness is low self-esteem. Yes, and whenever you forgive yourself, it increases your confidence. Let me say this. You see, sometimes people are not able to mingle with some people or go close to some people or find themselves at certain places because they are unforgiving of themselves.
Okay.
Because if you are not able to forgive yourself, you will think others have also recognized or realized what mistake you did. And you always fall short before them. But once you forgive yourself, in your mind, you say, if I have forgiven myself, then everyone else will forgive me.
Okay.
And that boosts your confidence level. Okay. If, for instance, you lack in certain areas, probably you did something, you mistakenly did something, and you got maimed, or you got any of your body chopped off.
Okay.
For you to be able to go, or for you to be able to mingle with people, or have that self-esteem, is when you realize that I made a mistake. This has happened. Let me forgive myself and move on. If you have not forgiven yourself, and you see that as a predicament, in your mind, you think everyone else sees that as a predicament.
Exactly.
So once you're able to forgive yourself, you are telling yourself, I am building my self-confidence. What you need to tell yourself is that regardless what is lost on me, regardless the mistake that I have done, I'm not letting that one dim my confidence. If you're not able to forgive yourself for whatever mistake you may have made that has brought something upon yourself, then equally you are telling people that you don't deserve, one, you are not deserving of your own forgiveness, and they also should not forgive you. And that is going to automatically dim your confidence. If you want to let your confidence continue, or if you still want to have your confidence intact or build your confidence, then tell yourself, I made a mistake, and that is that. Then look for a way to now move forward. People don't really, let me put it in a better way.
Okay.
What do you think people are looking for to in a way condemn you or make you shy?
Yeah.
Is something that you can build on to boost your confidence.
How do you do that?
Okay. Recently I watched is it a documentary or a news where someone's dream was to become a footballer.
Okay.
Unfortunately, he lost one of the legs through a sickness. Okay, so the person said, I want to play for my team. And that person was given one. The person saw that regardless of that amputation, if not for the leg, he could have still played football.
Yeah.
But now he still needs that chance to play the football. And they organized a football match for him. They allowed him, held the ball out till he put it in the net.
How?
Yes. So in that case, that person sees that regardless my condition, I'm not looking down on myself. Regardless what has happened to me, I'm not looking down on myself. And don't let a mistake make you not to do what you're supposed to do. And let me tell you, nothing happens in a vacuum. Nothing happens, when God has not permitted it. And whatever happens in your life is because God has permitted it. So whatever you think you have lost on yourself, that or whatever mistake that you think you have made, that you are not forgiving yourself, get to know that God has allowed it to happen. And your work is to forgive yourself. Just to boost your confidence.
Wow. Mr. Samuel, any addition to what Mr. Sylvester said?
So, needing to forgive yourself, like he said, really, really affects your mental health. And if you don't go ahead to take yourself out of it, your self-confidence is going to be very, very low. So from the onset, what you carry in your mind carries you. And how you see yourself ends up showing outside. So if you are having a deformity, which you even believe is coming from you, if you don't forgive yourself, that deformity will take you down. He's given an example of a footballer who wanted to play football with one leg. Eventually, they gave him the chance to do that. There are so many other people with the same issue. People don't even, some people don't know how to dress. But at the end of the day, they pick up ragged clothes. And when people accepted it, it became the fashion of the day. So people started wearing tattered jeans because somebody confidently wore it.
Yeah.
So if you have an issue with you, yes, it could be very unique. And it is very important that you accept it and move from there. It will change the way you act in individual.
Okay, so sometimes we find ourselves with some people and maybe things are going well with those people, and you're this one particular person. You have a lot of things on you. There's so many things you are thinking about, and it's helping you. It weighs down your confidence. Okay, so if someone is in a state like that, and you're around people who likes to do this kind of outing things, anytime maybe they are going out and then you are like, oh, I just want to be myself, they end up using certain words on you. Please, are we getting me?
Yes.
Yeah, so someone like that, let me just say, you listen to what people say. You are very, very particular about what people say. Someone like that, is it helpful to the person, or you advise that the person stays away from such people? Yeah.
Okay. Let me say, you mentioned the problem, and every problem has a solution.
Sure.
The problem is you listen to what people say, and the solution is don't listen to what people say. Mentality is built up.
Okay.
And what you believe in is what carries you. Some people will call wealth money, that is riches. Others will call it talent. People will count their riches according to the houses they have. But I can tell you the truth. If you go into the Bible, Jesus was one of the richest guys around. But his home address was foxes have holes, bears have nests. But the Son of Man has nowhere to put his head. Jesus Christ had a financial manager a finance manager who was Judas. Okay. But you who has rented a house don't have a finance manager. That should tell you the kind of currency which was going through Jesus' ministry. He needed somebody to manage it. He was rich. Okay. Or he was wealthy.
Okay.
If we define wealth to be the house and buildings that we have and the cars we are driving in, then we are making a mistake.
Okay.
So it is the mentality you are carrying that will make what people say affect you. If you have not forgiven yourself or changed the mentality about yourself initially, when people say it, it affects you. It will weigh you down. But when you have a particular mentality about yourself that defiles what people are saying, you are able to grow at your own pace, succeed, and tomorrow when they see you, they'll bear testimony of what you have done or how far God has brought you. Remember, nobody will make you satisfied but you yourself. Don't wait for what people say.
Wow, Mr. Sylvester.
Okay, so what I'll add to what my brother said is in most cases, we measure our lives according to a standard. So if you are not able to get there, we tend to, think we have failed.
Yeah.
Okay, so it is not about what people describe or what people say to you. It's about what the standard the Bible has set. I would never look at anybody as my standard. I would never look at material things as a standard, that if I'm not able to get any of those things, I might think, I've done something so, so bad that I can't forgive myself. I would always look at myself in the pages of the scriptures. What is God telling me? What is God's purpose for my life? So that in any case, I'll not have anything to be offended at. In any case, I'll not have anything to be offended at. Because, like I said, man is always selfish, that he will have his own standards. That if he is not able to get there, he might think he has done something so outrageous that he may not even be able to forgive himself or herself. But if you look at yourself in the pages of the scriptures, you will know what God is saying at what time. And what God is saying about your own self. That under no circumstance would you be offended. That you may not want to forgive yourself. So people, think they have committed outrageous sins, or in other words, they have done something so bad and will not be able to forgive themselves because they have looked at certain standard as the standard.
Yeah. So
Which
if
of course,
not there, if not gotten there,
you have missed out of life. And some people even go to the extent of committing suicide.
Very true.
Because they have not gotten to a certain standard.
Very true.
People are unforgiving of themselves so much that they think offending themselves, they have disappointed destiny, and that they need to take their own lives. But if you look at yourself in the pages of the scriptures, if you look at yourself in the Word of God, what the Word of God is saying about yourself and who you are and what you have to do and what God is doing at a particular time, you will never be offended if you are not able to reach a certain level in life.
So, from what you are saying, are you saying that we should ignore what people say about us?
Not entirely so. Sometimes you need to ignore certain things.
Okay.
But other times, from the mouth of one or two people, the truth is established. So if one person says something, another person says something, a repetition of the same thing by different people, you just need to check yourself. But not when those what they are saying is rather taking you to the ditch. For that one, you need to ignore them. For that one, you need to ignore them.
Wow. Mr. Samuel, any additions?
If you ask me if you are to ignore things that people say, I'll say no. It takes a lot of strength and maturity to balance the two. Whatever you hear from people, it's a raw information. It's like you taking corn out of the maize farm. Now you decide, am I going to use it for popcorn? Or I'm going to roast it? Or I'm going to cook it?
Yeah.
And then when I cook it, how am I going to take it? Am I taking it with butter? Or I'm taking it with coconut? Or I'm going to add salt. Or I'll take it without salt. That is up to you.
Okay.
So every information you receive is raw material. It doesn't matter who is coming from. It's raw material. Now you process it according to what you need. So now if somebody tells you you should take your bath 3 times a day, it's raw material. Okay, now I decide, looking at who I am and my medical needs or my psychological needs, taking bath 3 times a day wouldn't help. Let me do it once. Or I'll do it twice. Or maybe I'll do it 4 times. It's an information you have taken. So don't ever neglect any information. I say everything adds up to you. What you do with it is the most important part. So don't ignore it. Pick it up and do the necessary processing of the information. Use it right.
Right. So one thing that I do is that some years back, when you tell me something about myself, maybe I want to do something and then you try to discourage me, or maybe your intentions is not to discourage me, but I feel that way. One thing I have learned from that is that I realized that it was weighing me down. There's so many things that I know I can do it when I ignore what the person is saying. I know when I ignore this, I can get to where I am going. But here lies the case. It weighs me down, like, oh, this person says if I do this, it will not be nice. If I wear this dress, it will not be nice. So then I will not do. But I learned something from my pastor. So anything anybody tells me, I will listen to what you are saying. And then later on, I'll analyze. Okay, so he said this. Should I do this? If it's going to help me, I will do. If it's something that is not going to help me, I will not do. Am I on the right page, or I'm also doing something else?
Okay, so to take it from what you are saying, you see, one thing I know is that in most cases, most of the things that people are doing, they know the consequences, or they know whether it is right or wrong. For somebody to tell you something, one, let a person have a way of telling you. There are some people who will come and say, stop this. If you don't stop it, you will die. Stop this. If you don't stop it, this, and this and that. People know that what they are doing is not good. But most people want it to be told in a way that they will have a sober reflection of their lives and tell themselves, and just, remember or tell themselves that, okay, I'm doing this, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. Okay, so this is the end result. Then I need to stop what I'm doing and then take a new path. That is when people will sit down, reflect, and say, no, I was doing this. It was not helping me. Then let me just forgive myself for what I did in the time past and then take another turn. But there are some people that, although they are advising some people, they do it in a way that it rather embodies the person. It rather escalates what the person is doing. Yes, there are some people, they know that what I am doing will not end me, or what I'm doing is bad. But they want to be told that, okay, if you smoke, this is the end result. Because everybody who smokes knows that this is the end result. Everybody who does negative thing knows that this is the end result. But get to know that, oh, if you do this, if you do this, if you do this, if you do that, this is where it will end you. And the person will just sit down, analyze what you told him, and then try to say that, okay, what I'm doing, this is where it's going to end me. What I'm doing, this is where it's going to end me. And the person will just sit down, take a sober reflection, and then begin to just take your advice one by one. And as the person is taking your advice one by one, he's dropping certain things, especially trying to forgive him or herself in a way.
Wow. So that's nice. And thank you so much. Thank you, Mr. Sylvester and Mr. Samuel, for your insight. You are very grateful. So this is Shine TV Ghana, the motivational capsules. And please, if you have any question to ask about forgiveness, you can just write it in the comment section and then we will come to your aid. We are going to answer every question for you to understand. That is why we are here. We are here to give you the dose of inspirations and to help you come out of your brokenness. That is why we are here on Shine TV Ghana Motivational Capsules. Please follow, like, subscribe to our channels, and then share. Please, we need you to share motivational capsules for in any other programs on Shine TV Ghana. We need you to share for us. God richly bless you so much for staying with us. Until next time, keep taking the motivational capsules. Be positive and stay blessed. Bye.